Happy Monday, everybody. Oh, boy. So, with another dump of Twitter files, what have we learned? Well, that in between beating Barack at arm wrestling, Michelle Obama asked to ban Trump from the social media platform. Yes, her list of accomplishments now includes censoring a president and ruining school lunches. But other Democrat busybodies did the same thing inside and outside of Twitter. The take-home, that just like Soylent Green, it's not about policy, it's about people. And like cats' hygiene, they make it up as they go along. Yes. Should have seen the original joke. Liberals generally hire liberals who share the same fears and the same behaviors. It's true in media, and now it's true in Twitter. You want to protect your left-wing assumptions? Just overstaff companies with people who hold the same beliefs. You do this for over a few years, you end up with a company that has 40 diversity consultants for every 2 workers. And no talent whatsoever. That's why Twitter, once a site where anyone could talk, was now dominated by people telling you what not to say. The upside, if you want to be hired by big tech or legacy media, just show up at the job interview wearing a rainbow t-shirt and a mustache, especially if you're a woman. And if you're a man, demand more time off for pregnancy leave. Boom, you're the next host on The View. So, in short time, Twitter became the new turf for people to the left of Che Guevara's ghosts. The laws were open to their interpretation, so they twisted them. And like a NASCAR race, the turns only went in one direction. But unlike NASCAR, white men weren't a favorite to win. Because once you have ideological control, you can hire, fire, silence, blacklist, ban at will, and hire whomever agrees with you, and not just at Twitter, but basically everywhere. Wow, our ratings just went down for showing those pictures. So it's no wonder that our words can be viewed as inciting violence, for it's viewed by people who already hate our guts. There's no policy that says ban right-wingers. You don't even need it. The mobster's first rule was not to write anything down. So keep the bias where it belongs, in your head, along with plans to make plumbers pay off your degree in gender grievance studies. And all you need to do is just hire more woke college grads. Look at MSNBC. You know, it wasn't always crazy. If you can believe it, Tucker worked there. I know. He discovered Rachel. But then it changed. The policies didn't, but the people did. And what about Disney or American Girl, my favorite company? Suddenly, those companies that appeal to all Americans became beholden to a very few who don't even like their product. And they look at their customers with the same contempt I have for non-alcoholic beer. And why? Because they hired drones from the left-wing drone factory, college. These campuses turn out Marxists the way GM turns out cars on a GD conveyor belt. And all their fears are the same as they mock yours. Are you worried about gender activists demonstrating sex toys to your kids? Then you're the real threat, says the girl with enough hooks through her nose to hang a shower curtain. I find that appealing. You worried that social justice reforms have upended law and order? Well, then you must be a white supremacist, including you, Larry Elder. Are you worried when activists want to ban fossil fuels? Well, you clearly don't care that we're all going to die and you're killing the planet. Well, except for John Kerry. Whatever animal bit him in the 90s gave him eternal life. But this is why AOC gets elected. Maxine Waters, the squad, they don't go away. It's why Fetterman won, even though he wasn't fit to hold a glass of water, let alone public office. It's why for 2 years no one in power said anything about crime, but focused instead on Jan 6th. Forget arson and murder. A guy in a furry hat made Democrats feel bad. Someone stealing Nancy Pelosi's laptop got more coverage than the crimes on Hunter Biden's. But thank the Lord there weren't any nudes. Tasteful. Oh, stop it. But it's all because a narrow group of people sharing the same views took control of all the narratives. First, it was in the arts, then it was the colleges, then it was the media, and now it's the social media platforms. It's a mass media carjacking. And now Musk is pointing it out. That's all he's doing. That when you reject the diversity of ideas, you end up with censorship and shadow banning. It's why nearly all who are let back on Twitter were from the right and not the left. Because according to the people running Twitter, there was nothing from the left that actually posed a threat. Well, tell that to Epstein. That's why Musk isn't arguing for new policy. He understands freedom of speech. It's only perverted when you keep those who disagree with your ideas out of the discussion. It's like saying, hey, I'm all for desegregation as long as you keep those brown people off my property. But enough about Martha's Vineyard. Let's welcome tonight's guests. Who needs a Ferrari when you got a Ford this hot? Co-host of The Five, Harold Ford Jr. She's the best thing to come out of the Navy since Popeye. Former State Department spokeswoman and founder of Polaris. Sorry about that. National Security, Morgan Ortega. He sounds like a comedian, but looks like a pistachio. Comedian and co-host of the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts show on SiriusXM, Jim Norton. And she told Rudolph to get a nose job. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. Jim, always a pleasure to see you. Oh, you look great. Apparently, you've been keeping in shape.
I have. You're going to get a lot of letters from pistachios angry at your comparison.
That is true. That is a delicious shelled snack. By the way, you understand censorship. You've been shadow banned on Grindr many times.
Yes.
And it's not even about speech. So
No.
this must, do you see what Musk is doing as a good thing? He's kind of like shining a light.
It's great. And the best part is there are certain people who thought they were shadow banned who are just going to realize they were boring and everybody was ignoring them.
Yes.
But the reason the press isn't covering it, like the Times isn't really touching this, CNN, is because they were complicit. Like if they do, then they have to discuss why they didn't talk about the laptop story to begin with. They don't criticize Twitter for this for the same reason I don't criticize people who cheat in relationships. I get it.
Yes.
And I do it, and I want to continue doing it. So why would I criticize it?
So, Harold, how are you?
I'm good, man. Good to be back with you.
Yeah, it's always great. It's always a pleasure to see you. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you have a great next weekend as well.
Thank you much. Just in the last hour and a half, it's 2 hours of you. I love it.
I know. I could just stare at you forever. Because
Should I move?
your brain is filled with thoughts. Isn't this mainly about the fact that when a company is filled with the same belief systems, this is what you get? People, like, you perceive certain threats different than I perceive threats.
Right. Look, it's a private company. They can do what they want, and we can vote with what we want to do. The thing that troubles me most about the story is whether or not there was collaboration with the government around whom to censor and whom not to censor. And hopefully we learn about that. And if it takes an investigation by one of the oversight committees in the Congress for that to happen, or even for Ms. Weiss and Mr. Taibbi to release more information. That's what I'm most concerned about, because I share the view that Congressman Ro Khanna shares here. I don't agree with President Trump. I didn't agree with many of his views, but when the government collaborates with a social media or press organization, that's alarming to me. And if a private company wants to take down certain language or doesn't want certain views to be shown, we can quarrel with them in the marketplace, but the government should not be a part of that decision making.
Well said, Harold. Morgan, I was not aware that Neverland had an NFL football team.
I'm the captain.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's an amazing look. Where is this from? What are you wearing is what I'm asking.
So this is from a place in Nashville called The Showroom, and they're big fans of you.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's a shame. I don't know why. Do you think that we will ever be able to kind of stop this, like, I don't know, this slowly overtaking of platforms and everything by young liberal kids? Isn't that kind of like the inevitability? We just have to figure out how to educate them.
Maybe. I mean, listen, I was most disappointed in the story to find out that as a member of the government that you could collaborate and control Twitter. I was in government recently. I wish I'd known this because I would have blocked all my ex-boyfriends and people that I don't like. Missed opportunity.
Yes.
It's not surprising to me because everyone seems so surprised by this story, but I'm like, no, of course they were doing this. Yeah. They let the Ayatollah on. We see this every day in media, how we're treated. So it would be more shocking to me if the Twitter files showed that they weren't doing this, that they weren't shadow banning people.
Where are you going next? You're going to be on active duty, aren't you?
Something like that.
Yeah, where do you think you're going to go? You're still in the Navy.
I'm going to go kill bad guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope those shoulder pads are bulletproof.
I'll look a little different.
Yes, exactly. Kat, were you surprised by this information? Please elaborate on your opinion.
No, I was not. For example, I feel stupid even using the word found out because maybe some people found it out, but I didn't find it out. Right. For example, they didn't look at the policy and decide to ban Trump based off that. They decided to ban Trump and try to figure out what policy that they could use to justify it. But you can't be shocked because if you're shocked and you're saying that what they actually thought was that if Trump stayed on Twitter, it was dangerous and people would die.
Right.
Nobody believed that.
Yeah.
The fact that they said they would, they said they did is what's ridiculous. So I have a hard time being shocked. What's shocking is that it took this long for people to acknowledge it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
All right.
I also, the fact that the Hunter Biden story is interesting because there was parts of it that were news and parts of it that weren't. Mm-hmm. Like anything to do with Ukraine or China, that was fair game, the emails with his father. But then they start, you got to leave the nude pictures out because that's not relevant.
But we go ahead.
No, I was just saying,
but we never brought it up.
No, not me and you. I mean, privately we have.
Yes. Come
on.
I mean, who hasn't?
I mean, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
I mean, if I had a penis like Hunter, I'd have a camera attached to my chin. I would take out an ad, and then I would just walk in a room as nude and go, huh?
Basically, that's what he did.
Yes, he did. That's what I do.
But I think that there was a bait and switch where you'd be talking about the serious stuff on the laptop, and then the media would go, oh, you just want to embarrass Hunter Biden for the nude pictures. I don't care. I'm not kink shaming the dude.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's this other stuff going on with Ukraine and with China.
Yeah, that's the important stuff. The crack smoking stuff was just he's a fun dude. I respect that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares?
Don't do crack.
I never would. I would love it. I would love it, yeah.
Because you're always, you're late as it is coming to work. I just don't think.
I've never been late.